Nation.
Yeah!
Welcome in to the CHGO Bulls Postgame presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. Don't forget that promo code CHGO when you sign up. It's a winner's lounge, I guess. I'm Peck. You can follow me on Twitter at Bulls_Peck. My guy Big Dave, Bal, BAWL Sports, hanging out in the sidebar. It's our guy Mark K.
Sidebar.
Follow him on Twitter at MK Hoops. Our pal and producer Joey Rock with us as always.
Joseph.
And we will be joined by Will the Goat Gottlieb from the UC later on in tonight's postgame show.
Adult.
Bulls win over the Wizards 115-111 to end that ugly losing streak, climb to 10-14 on the year, and prevent me from jumping out of one of these third-story windows at our downtown studios.
Very true.
Gentlemen,
yes.
Dave, I'll start with you.
What?
How do you feel about that win?
I don't know.
Cool.
I don't know how I feel about it. I'm so weird about it, man. Yeah, that. Give me a hat. Give me a damn hat, man. What the hell, man?
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about this
here,
right now, man.
There you go.
There's Mark's hat to throw. I mean, it's a win. I'm happy they won. Don't get me wrong. I am. I'm happy they won this game. I didn't care how they got the victory. I just needed a victory. But part of that isn't true because I kind of cared how they got the victory. Because watching it, I was like, why is this game close? The Wizards did their best, did their damnedest to be blown out in this game. They were like, Bulls here, we're the Wizards. It was many times I said that. I was like, thank God they're the Wizards. I appreciate the fact that they know they are the Washington Wizards.
You said that early and often.
Early and pretty damn often. They did so many things to let the Bulls know, hey, we're the Wizards, man, and Bradley Beal isn't here, and Hachimura isn't here. We're the Wizards, guys. Hello? Oh, y'all don't want to hear us? All right, well, fine. We'll try to win the game in the fourth quarter. And then it turned into Lakers versus Celtics in the 80s in the fourth quarter for some weird reason. Nobody could miss a shot. But, man, no, I'm happy they won. I am. And I am happy they won. They needed to get this victory. You do not want to lose to Washington, especially when Bradley Beal and their best player isn't there. They needed this victory to start these next 6-7 games off right, which I think are really, really important, Mark, going forward for this team. But it was just kind of frustrating sitting there watching it and watching how it was done.
I mean, you're not wrong, but are you guys really going to make me be the optimist of this podcast? Like, are you really going to make me do that? No, I'm not going to do that because I refuse to do that. But, like, they needed a win, right? They needed to grab a win. They ended that road trip. They went 2-4 on the road trip, which is what we kind of all expected. They come back home. Now they've got a 10-game slate where this 10 games is going to define their season. Wasn't overly convincing. Completely agree with everything you noted, Dave. The Bulls weren't very much like the Bulls tonight. Like, they were turning the ball over like crazy, which is not a thing they typically do. They're one of the better teams in terms of controlling the ball. They didn't get to the free throw line anywhere like they normally do. Those two things were very anti-Bulls, but they still found a way to get this W, which to me is encouraging. And like I said, I don't want to be overly optimistic. It wasn't a very good game to watch, but the defense was reasonable from the Bulls, as it has been all season long. Could the offense be a lot better? Yes, obviously. But look, at this point where the Bulls are in this season, a win is a win. Like, we can't get too picky about where this team has been. Like, them just getting a W, getting back to 10-14, and now only being 2.5 games out of the 4th seed in the East. Like, surely you have to lift our eyes a little bit and just be content with this W at least. Just be content. That's all I'm asking for.
No, I'm happy they won. I'm not against the fact that they won this game. I am. I'm happy they won the game. But just watching it and seeing so many plays and so many opportunities lost in that game by the Chicago Bulls, and then just watching that's what made it even worse to me, is just watching the Wizards be terrible and just watching how bad they were. And I'm just waiting for the Bulls to capitalize on those moments, and just so many bad turnovers and so many bad decisions. And it was just frustrating to watch because I'm like, oh, this team, we should be destroying this squad. But you're right. They needed the victory. They had to have the win. I am ecstatic that they got the win, but I can't sit here and say I'm ecstatic at how it took place, because it was frustrating to sit there and watch for a few of those quarters. Fourth quarter was the fourth quarter. You know, both teams went at it. Best players started doing what best players do. Kuzma started hitting his shots. DeMar started hitting his shots. Zach LaVine, my God, starting hitting his. Vuce, who was playing well the whole damn game, was doing his thing. Caruso with a huge defensive stop That was awesome to watch also. But, man, leading up to that, those dumbass shots that those Wizards were hitting, man, I was like, come on, dog. Like, there's no way they should be hitting these buckets right here. The rest were getting on my damn nerves, too. I hated them also. It was frustrating. I'm not going to lie to you, Mark. It was frustrating, but I am definitely happy they got this victory for sure.
I mean, sometimes you can't win. We've got AK in the comments here saying Billy made too many adjustments. We've got us here whining about that they got the win, but we didn't like them sing at how they got the win. Like, can we just take a freaking win? Can we just take the W, guys? Like, all right, I completely agree. Like, some of the turnovers were maddening. The offense was annoying at times. There was things that pissed me off too. But, I mean, yeah. Look, I've said what I needed to say. I'm just happy that they got this win. We'd be feeling so much worse if this was an L, and we'd be contemplating a lot of different things. But, yes, the process was shitty. And I'm generally a process over results kind of person. But given where we were at this point in the season, I'm just happy to bask in some glory here for a change. Just a change.
Yes.
I don't know, though, Mark. If we were sitting here talking about an L, I would feel more justified in feeling as furious, fed up, and disgusted as I am right now.
That's selfish.
No, it's not. I know that we're talking about a win, but that was crap. The Bulls played like crap tonight. I'm sorry. You gave a trash-ass Wizards team wait, hold on. Let me make sure I get this. 28 points off of your 19 turnovers? And let me see. About 17 of those 19 turnovers were unforced? My God. I've never been less enthused or happy about a Bulls victory in my entire damn life. What the hell was that? That was trash.
Here's a couple points for you. The Bulls held the Wizards to 104.7 points per 100 possessions on defense. That's extremely good. That's encouraging. Yes, the turnovers were bad. Yes, the Bulls gifted points to the Wizards from that point of view, but that was really nice to see. The fact that all three big main players on this team played a good collective game together, combining for 77 points together, that's a good thing. The fact that Zach LaVine strung together two really good games on back-to-back, well, not necessarily back-to-back situations, but two really good consecutive pairs of games, like, that's an encouraging thing to me. Like, so yes, I take what you're saying, that it could have been better. 19 turnovers from the Bulls is not good. It's not necessarily predictive of where they've been all season. So I'm not going to get too down on it because this isn't who they have been all season. The free throw thing, again, also not a thing that has been happening routinely this season. But taking care of business against shitty teams, that's the thing that the Bulls have had a problem with, and they got it done here. So I don't know. Like, you're making me out to be an optimist here, and I don't want to be, but I don't think it's as bad as what you're painting.
That's my sticking point. Taking care of business would have been beating this dog shit team by 20. That is not taking care of business. That's getting a little bit luckier than the other team you played tonight that was trashier than you and trying to give you every opportunity to blow them out, like Dave said earlier. I knew it would make you happy that silver lining tonight, Vooch, DeMar, and Zach all played well. I know that we've been talking about that trio of the Bulls' quote-unquote stars and the fact that they have a net negative on the floor together this season in a larger scale than their just barely negative net numbers together on the floor last season. They all scored 25-plus, and they were all positive in the plus-minus column of the box score. How often have we seen that since this trio of guys have come together for the Bulls? That's rare, and it was nice to see that. But it also happened on a night when this team could not execute a single damn thing offensively until they finally started hitting some threes in the fourth quarter.
Yes. And 10 of 23 from the three-point line, 43%. Again, the Bulls are undefeated when they shoot over 40%. 6-0 when they shoot over 40%. That's the thing. Like that. Now that I like. Because I like that kind of stat right there.
They also had the Wizards doing them the solid of the Wizards shooting 29% from three.
Until that fourth quarter, the Wizards, Larry Bird out there.
Before the fourth quarter, the Wizards were shooting 19% from three. The Wizards also shot 69% from the free throw line. They missed 9 free throws tonight. There's another way the Wizards just tried to let the Bulls blow them out tonight.
Yeah, they tried, but they didn't. But Mark's right. Mark's right in that sense. Because, man, I swear to God, if they lost this game, we're going to need more hats. You're going to need more hats than this if they lost. But they didn't. They got the victory. Shout out to Alex Caruso as well. I thought he rebounded well in this game at that point guard position, which I thought he would because he was going against a inferior point guard on Washington. He could shoot, but come on now. But 5 points, the 4 rebounds, the 9 assists with 1 turnover, and the 4 steals by Alex Caruso.
That is a
awesome.
mega Caruso
That is
stat
a
line.
Caruso stat line right there, man. And I know that pleased Mark K. And it's just awesome to watch, though. Like, it was really, really good. And you saw it pay dividends as to why he's so important to this team, especially in that fourth quarter, Mark.
I love Caruso. Don't we all love Caruso? Well, maybe not everyone loves Caruso. I've been battling against a few anti-Caruso people this week, which is baffles me. But
for Wiseman, Mark, tonight. We got to ship him out for Wiseman.
Don't get me started. If you want to get me mad about something, talk to me about this. Not this Bulls game. Talk to me about the shit that we've had to deal with. This is a reason why we should be happy. We finally got a win to talk about. But yeah, I mean, Caruso. What an amazing game. What was it? Plus 17 in a 4-point win, something like that. He showed his value tonight. His playmaking tonight, 9 assists, fantastic stuff. Didn't necessarily give you points, and people will read that in the box score and just think, well, what does this guy do? He doesn't necessarily bring you any value in offense. But as we saw tonight, 9 assists, but generating a lot of scoring opportunities through his defense, as he always freaking does. This is what Caruso does. 4 steals tonight. Just the way he defends and the way he calls out defensive reads. Steph No had a couple examples tonight on Twitter where you could audibly hear Caruso on the broadcast sort of yelling out like the Wizards are going to run this play. They're going to do this. You need to be switching the screen here. You need to be making sure that you get over the screen on this possession here. Like the guy just proves himself every single time. And I know I'm speaking to the minority here because a lot of Bulls fans love this dude, and why the hell would you not? But I guess to those 2, 3, 4% of Bulls fans who question the validity of Alex Caruso as a basketball player on this team, I'm hoping that you watch this game tonight, and I'm hoping you're willing to reconsider your position.
And also the Caruso pass to Patrick Williams between the wickets of that Wizards player right over to Patrick for that dunk.
Huge.
Damn.
The Meg was huge. That last offensive rebound was huge.
Oh my goodness, yes.
The whip pass between getting the inbounds to Vooch, Vooch slapping it right back to Caruso, and then Caruso having the presence of mind to be like, you know what? I don't want these free throws. Here, Zach, you take this.
Right, exactly.
For Zach to ice those late game free throws. I mean, it's just many examples of Caruso being the brilliant player that he is. I've
seen that play before where the inbounder didn't have the wherewithal to get on the floor.
Right.
They would stay out of bounds.
Yeah.
And as soon as he inbounded, he just has that sixth sense. You know what I'm saying? That IQ. And as soon as he inbounded it, he was right on the floor and ready for that tap back by Vooch, man.
Yeah.
Who, like you said, got it over to Zach, iced the game. Awesome.
Right.
Awesome.
Got some super chats rolling in. First one from AK saying the anger is strong and packed tonight. Let the anger flow through you. The Bulls played like trash tonight. Thank you. Well, there are some bright spots, but Bulls played like trash tonight, in my opinion. Let's see. What else we got? We got Manuel asking with a super chat, are we still in the same place even though we won?
What does that mean?
My answer would be, yeah.
What does that mean, the same place?
Like, same place we were before tonight's win. Like, as a team, where are we? So, like, technically, we are not in the same place in that now we are 10-14 instead of 9-14.
Yeah.
Yay. And we've talked about how important it is for the Bulls to take advantage
Very important.
of this soft back 2/3 of December schedule.
Very important.
So, good job there.
Yeah.
Grand scheme, after tonight's game, do I feel any better about where this Bulls team is?
Yeah.
No, I feel worse because you almost lost to the Wizards without Bradley Beal, and you looked like absolute trash doing it.
And I think Marquez, he would feel differently about that if the Bulls were playing well and Washington was actually playing well. You know what I mean? Like if Washington Wizards was out there being competent, not throwing the ball in the stands, not watching Porzingis fucking flop 80 times in the game and just getting all the foul calls. God, that was frustrating to watch. Oh my God. But if it wasn't that, it wasn't just watching them be bad and fall ass backwards into leads, it would be a little different because the Bulls, they didn't play that great game. Like certain guys had those great games for them, which is why you pay them. You know what I mean? You pay your guys to rescue you when you're not looking your best. What was that one? I wish I could remember. Maybe it was the one possession the Bulls had, and it was just a horrible freaking possession. And Billy Donovan called timeout, and I was over there cheering like, yes, Billy, go dig in their ass, because it was a horrible damn possession. And you just saw the fire coming out of Billy, like you knew it. It's like, yes, get in that ass, Billy, dig right in there. That was terrible. That was horrible. It felt like them kind of plays happen more often than not tonight. It just felt that way for the Bulls, man. You just wanted them to play better. That's all. You just wanted them to play better against a trash-ass team. But, again, they got the win. You have to get the win. I am happy because I get to give out Goon of the Night tonight. You know how much I love doing that. So, yeah, I'm happy they got the win, but I understand this frustration, sir. And I know more hats will go flying. Go ahead, Mark.
Look, I understand, but at the same time, we have to have some perspective of where this team has been, over the last week, 2 weeks, this season more generally. The fact that they're obviously got a losing record. I'm not expecting this team to put together a perfect set of quarters at the moment. Like they're not going to play, or not going to give you 4 quarters right now. Like they've barely done that all season. I would like to say they could do that against the Wizards right now, but they're just not there right now, I guess. But lifting our eyes just a little bit, like the Clippers with Kawhi and PG just lost to the Orlando Magic tonight. The Atlanta Hawks lost. The Indiana Pacers lost. The Bulls are still like 10th, 11th in the East. They've still got a losing record, but they're only 2 and a bit games out of being 4th in the East right now. So I understand it wasn't a perfect game or anywhere near a perfect game. I understand that the Bulls almost gave this one away. I understand that the Wizards are arse and the Bulls should have won by 20-something points and probably would have if they controlled the ball better, if they got to the free throw line better, all those sorts of things. I don't disagree with it. I guess just based on where things have been, where the narrative this team has been, and the fact that so many people are keen to blow this whole thing to pieces because the performances have been what they are. This team getting a win in now, or kicking off this period where they've got a light December schedule and getting a win here wasn't perfect. I'm not suggesting it is, but there were positives. The defense was good. The big 3 were good. Caruso was good. There was a lot of things to take away from this game to build upon. So that's why I'm not interpreting this thing as anything but a good first step, I guess. And that's just the message I want to put forth. So I understand what you're saying, Matthew. I just think you're wrong.
It's fine. I respect that. We got plenty of people in the comments who agree with you and appreciate your optimistic twist on this win. Ryan saying, I'm happy we won. We're still mid, though. Para J Sports saying, Mark is spinning. Our guy Salim with a super chat saying, the positivity from Mark reminded me of the early real GM days. King Cuban is back. Manuel with a super chat saying, what's the positive we take from this? I think Mark just told you what the positives are that we take from this. We won. Some other teams that were chasing at the bottom of the playoff picture in the East lost. Yeah. And as we mentioned before, Zach, Vooch, DeMar.
Yeah.
Aside from Zach and DeMar's, I want to say combined 11 turnovers, all played well. Oh. All scored 25 plus. All had net positives. Oh, did you not see that? Did you not see that detail?
You said
Zach and DeMar tonight?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure I checked.
You're right.
Near the end of the game.
Exactly
combined for 11 of the Bulls' 19 turnovers.
That is exactly right. And Zach what's awesome is Zach was still a plus 14. And DeMar was a plus 5. So, yeah. But you're right. Well, yeah. No, absolutely right.
Zach went on a one-man three-point barrage in the fourth quarter. DeMar did king in the fourth things in the fourth quarter.
Yes, he did.
And Vooch, I just had a really strong, solid all-around game.
Absolutely right, man. I'll wait for the break to get into Zach and break all that down. But back to Caruso, though, man. Like, you just saw how much he pays dividend. We know how important he is in that fourth. You know what I mean? He's always going to be that guy in the fourth for the Bulls on the floor at that time. But what is important was for him to get off to that start. You know what I mean? It was very important for him to get off to that start, that point guard kind of start, because Caruso usually doesn't run that position for the Bulls, or even if he does, it's not dominant. I'm not asking him to assist on so many things and do all this and that. Being the starter, you asked that a few times from your point guard to do those things. Mm-hmm. And he did them tonight. He definitely did them tonight. Not only, like I said, played the defense, but, just setting up Patrick Williams, setting up Derrick Jones Jr. You know what I'm saying? Doing that dunk, Derrick. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. I just saw that Derrick Jones Jr.
Even just I think it was like late in the fourth when the Bulls actually found themselves down by 6 to the Wizards. The Wizards had taken their largest lead at 6. The next possession down was a simple little 2-man game between Caruso and Vooch.
Yes.
Where Caruso just dribbled around a screen, hit Vooch with a simple in-the-pocket bounce pass in the paint, and Vooch just flipped one up and in to trim the lead down to 4.
Right.
And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
A possession that didn't go 8 different kinds of haywire. Thank you, Alex Caruso.
God, it was so haywire. Go ahead, Mark.
Now, can we get this guy a meat stick or something? I'm not understanding this mentality from him. There's been like 4 hat throws tonight. We won the freaking game. I don't understand. I've got someone in the comments telling me the world is ending because I'm being the optimist here. What the fuck? I've got no words. I've got no words.
Oh, man. Mark, are you more mad at Matt and what he feels? Or are you more upset that you're being the optimist?
I'm mad now. I'm mad that he's mad. And now I'm more pissed off than he is. I was happy before now.
He's not just mad. The anger levels are off the charts tonight.
Yeah, man. It was
I've
upsetting.
never been angrier watching a game that ended up being a Bulls victory than just now. Seriously. I don't know. Maybe Game 7 against Indiana in 1998. I was just livid that whole game.
Oh, man. I didn't know how to feel. Like, I didn't have any feeling because I was like, what's going on? I didn't know how to feel, man. That was a weird moment. I don't want to relive it.
It was just weird.
But we won. And again, like you said, I don't want to relive it, and they won. And I still don't want to relive that.
I never want to watch that game ever again.
Yeah, seriously.
Burn the tape.
Burn all of that tape. It never happened. It never happened, man. But yeah, absolutely. Marquez right. We got the win. But also feel you, Matt, because damn, all right? Like, I feel like both sides are right. Honestly, I feel like both sides are true.
It looked like the Bulls were going to start to put the Wizards away in that one. They did something dumb. The Wizards hit a ridiculous shot, and/or Kristaps got some ghost foul called for him.
Oh my God, I hated the refs so much.
Refs were trash tonight. But if we lost, I was immediately prepared to come out here and say, "Don't anyone dare blame the officiating for tonight's loss," because Bulls play like crap.
They suck.
The rest were bad. Before we take our quick break, I just wanted to read this heartwarming comment from Brian, who said, "I put you guys on every morning while taking my 5-month-old to daycare, and she absolutely loves you guys. She stays so calm while listening to the CHGO crew. Shout out to you guys."
Hey,
shout out to you, Brian, and your 5-month-old.
Hey.
I don't know what it is about us screaming morons that keeps her calm.
The screaming adults.
I'm glad it works.
But hey, we for the kids, man.
Hey.
Let's know. CHGO is for the kids.
That's true.
Shout out C-Red Ted as well.
Does C-Red Ted stay nice and calm when he's listening to his CHGO Bulls crew, Mark?
I'm not showing him this episode because he's. I'm not showing him this episode because maybe I should. I should say this is an example of a man that can't appreciate nice things when they happen. Don't be like your Uncle Matthew. That's what I'm going to tell him.
Dude, you gotta feel him, man. Like, he sat here and watched Taj Gibson hit a 3.
Dude.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Dude.
He stopped, like, that was frustrating as hell.
After one of 19 Bulls turnovers.
That was frustrating as hell, man. Ty, and then put the phone. Oh, no, that was frustrating. That was frustrating, dog.
Goodness gracious. All right, we got to take a quick break to share some words from our friends and sponsors. While we're doing that, hit that thumbs up button. We got near 200 or so of you hanging out in the live YouTube chat.
Yeah.
Thanks to each and every one of you. Only 30 likes so far. I don't like that ratio. Get them thumbs up. Please.
You got positive Mark K here, man.
Yeah.
More likes. Come on.
Mark's here. You know what Mark loves doing.
What does Mark love doing?
Yeah, hanging out at DraftKings Sportsbook.
Yes, he does.
He's going to do that when he comes visit us in March.
Damn right he
I'm going to
is.
make him make some bets at that DraftKings Sportsbook.
Oh, now we're getting violent. All right.
And this time of year, everyone's excited about the gifts, the holiday spirit. But what about all the basketball? When I throw down on an NBA action, it's got to be with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official betting partner of the NBA, our official betting partner at CHGO. New customers can bet just $5 pregame money line on any NBA team to win their game and get $150 in free bets if they do. Plus, everyone can combine multiple bets for a bigger payout with DraftKings same-game parlays. Ooh. I saw somebody early on tonight in the comments saying that last Vooch rebound got them some payday.
Nice.
Congratulations to you.
Nice.
I'm hoping it was a part of a big parlay. The more bets in one parlay, the bigger the odds, the bigger the payout. Congrats to everybody who won some parlays on this Bulls game tonight.
Right on.
Don't forget to sign up with that promo code CHGO when you download that DraftKings Sportsbook app. Mm-hmm. And again, that's a $5 NBA moneyline bet to win $150 in free bets if that team wins. And tonight's king of the game, just mentioned him grabbing his 11th rebound. It's Nikola Vucevic. Could have gone a lot of different directions. We noted, we made note of the fact that the big three all had 25 plus tonight. Zach had his 3-point barrage in the fourth. DeMar had big buckets in the fourth. But I gave the edge to Vooch because one turnover. One turnover.
Just
not
one of them
6,
things.
not 5, one. And that man had a well-rounded game.
I love Vooch 3-point shooting in the fourth quarter. He is awesome. Just a bunch of clutch shots. And it's usually from that corner. But just a bunch of clutch shots for Nikola Vucevic, man. But, we all Vooch supporters here, so it's preaching to the choir. But, yeah, shout out to him, man. He had a really great game, Marquez.
Yeah, definitely. And this is – can I get on my soapbox for a moment?
Sure.
I mean,
You know what?
Field goal
Wait. No. Let me stop you. Let me get into this, and then you get on your soapbox, and you do your thing, sir. Let me do this real quick. Matt Peck, what time is it?
Game time who?
Game time who?
Turnover time who?
See, nope, we're going to Joey. How dare you, sir? Don't destroy the sanctity of the game time because it's the hottest new ticket in sight that makes it easier than ever to score on the best deals and best tickets to sports, concerts, and shows. Have you ever dreamed of sitting in that seat you thought you never could? The 50-yard line, courtside, or behind on plate? Floor seats at a concert? It's all possible with the Game Time app. The biggest last-minute price drops can be found on seats you thought you never, ever could buy because you won't find better deals this season to go see the Chicago Bulls. And just like here at CHGO, it's created by the fans and for the fans. So if you love CHGO,
and we know that you do,
Joey still ain't ready, then you'll love Game Time. The best way to support us is by buying your tickets through the link in the description. So make sure you hit that thumbs up. But then you buy your tickets through that link in the description. Join over 15 million people who have downloaded the Game Time app and scored the best deals to all your favorite events. Because, Joseph, what time is it?
Game time. Who?
Focus.
I'm focused.
Go ahead, Marquez.
No, I was just going to go on a rant about Vooch and his 3-point shooting and the fact that you don't hear, I didn't at least hear anything. I didn't see anything from anyone tonight crowing them about the fact that Vooch had too many threes, despite 33% of his offense not being from the 3-point line, which is pretty much in line with his season average. 5 3-point attempts tonight. I'm just trying to rationalize it. Are the people okay with this? Are they fine with Vooch shooting 5 threes a game? Like, what's going on here, people? Are we being consistent? I want to hear it. I'm trolling you now, but tell me.
Keep that same energy is what he's trying to touch y'all on. He wants the same energy. And he's absolutely right. Five threes tonight for Vooch.
Right.
5 of them things.
3 of 5 looks a lot better than like 3 of 9. And I'm not saying that Vooch averages taking 9 threes a night. It's just that anytime Vooch's 3-point attempts creep up any much higher than 5 is when some Bulls fans start to freak out about it.
I mean, when he goes 4-10, it's like 40%.
Right, yeah. When he goes 4-10. Why is he shooting 10 threes? You got to get him down low. You got to get him back inside.
Oh, my God. That one when Stacey was man, goodness. No. There's a couple of them I was like, no, man. But, dude, I'm not going to get on it because I loved Vooch's game tonight. It was just so well-rounded. And it always looks way better, obviously, when you're hitting your shots, 10 of 16 from the field. But just the way he does it, and the way he did it tonight, going against Porzingis. Because usually, Vooch, when it's those guys taller than him, it's a little different kind of struggle. But he did a great job of just doing it inside and outside. See, one of the things that had been missing from him, Marquez, from last year was hitting a lot of those mid-range shots. And it seems like Vooch has been doing that much better this season. Like, when he can hit those mid-range shots, it opens up so much more of his game.
Yeah, definitely. But like, being serious for a moment, like, the reason why it was important for Vooch to have a steady diet of shots from the outside, whether that was mid-range like you're talking about, Dave, whether it's 3-point shots, is like, this is a look that the Wizards are going to give up with Porzingis in the game at center. Like, he's going to run a drop coverage. What's the drop coverage like? Going to give up a pick and pop option. Like, Vooch has to take those shots. That's what the defense is giving you. You have to take those shots. You have to make those shots. He did. Like I said, whether it was the mid-range shot or the 3-point shot. So you have to play to what the defense is giving you. The Bulls, by and large, generally do that with Vooch. The Bucks, as we saw when we've played them in the playoffs earlier this season, they're going to give you that look. So it's important that Vooch and the Bulls take those threes. And just think about the team tonight. Like, they only shot 23 threes tonight. Vooch had 5 of those 23. If he's in the post more, like, this team barely breaks 23-point attempts. And if they don't do that, maybe they lose this freaking game. Like, if Vooch is not taking these threes, then obviously he's not making 3 threes like he did tonight, the Bulls probably aren't making or taking more than 20 threes. And in a 4-point game, that could literally be the difference in this one. So I know I was being a little bit facetious before, getting on my soapbox, being a bit of an annoying dope about it. But like, it is important based on who you're playing, based on this defense that they were playing tonight, that Vooch or whoever it is running the 5 or, setting the screen, whatever the situation may be, that you take these open threes because it's what the defense is going to give you. And as we saw tonight, it's very critical that you do this. So shout out to Vooch. It needs to continue. 33% of his shots need to be threes. That's what it was tonight. That's what it's been all season. Yeah, he'll have games where it takes a little bit more. He's going to have games where it takes a little bit less. I just hope people look at it with a bit more perspective.
AK in the comments highlighting the same thing as far as the Bulls and their very low average number of 3-point attempts as a team. I mean, if Vooch ain't one of them taking at least 5, where do you go?
Where you getting?
Where do you go?
And not only that, who do you feel comfortable with taking those? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm comfortable with Vooch shooting threes.
Derrick Jones Jr. launch a corner three tonight, and I said,
"What, man?" And even though he looked confident,
Caruso took one from the top of the key, and I was like, "Nope, don't want that.
Don't like that." Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, who on this team are you comfortable with doing it? Point that
Zach,
out.
Vooch,
dude.
Occasionally Kobe.
Kobe, Zach, and Vooch combined for 17 of the 23 threes tonight. So that explains everything you're saying, Dave. Like, the fact that 17 of those 23 threes came from those 3 guys suggests that the team more generally are not comfortable with anyone else but those 3 taking those threes. So it illustrates the exact point you're making, the fact that pretty much everyone else that stepped on the court only shot 1 3. So if the Bulls were going to take threes, it was coming through one of those 3 guys. Vooch is the one getting open often tonight. They run a few nice sets for Zach off ball as well to get some catch and shoot opportunities. So yeah, I would love to see the 3-point rate be more than what it was. And I'm guaranteeing you when the GOAT comes on after me later on that he's going to be talking about the 3-point attempts. But this is a thing that needs to happen. Like, maybe Vooch wouldn't have to shoot this many threes if he was surrounded with better 3-point shooters around him. But it is what it is.
Our guy Kyle Williams, shout out to him hanging out in the comments saying Space Ghost shoots the 3 as well, which is apparently his new nickname for Patrick Williams. He's calling him Space Ghost. I also did like the fact that Kyle was making note of DeMar DeRozan's defense.
Yes.
And yeah, you heard that right.
Yeah.
We were joking in pregame about how somebody was highlighting the joke from our pal Hayes from Locked On Bulls. The name should be Imar Erosin, because there is no D.
Yes.
But he made a couple of really impressive defensive plays tonight.
He did.
So did Zach LaVine.
Yes, he
did. And I've actually seen Zach string together a couple of respectable games defensively. And I'm not saying that tonight's game or even a couple of games is anything to write home about just yet. But it is interesting at least to ask the question, for as much as we talk about one of this team's problems being that its 2 best players offensively are such net negative players defensively, are we maybe seeing Zach and or DeMar turning a corner with their defensive capabilities here?
Well, and real quick, I'll just say this quickly, but also Vooch had 2 steals and 2 blocks. Just want to throw that in there as well.
Monster.
Turning a corner, I don't know if I'd say that. I'm just happy to see the effort from DeMar DeRozan. Like, honestly, I just like to see the effort from him. He looks more active than I remember him looking last year. And that's just really all I can ask for from DeMar DeRozan, to be real with you, bro. Like, just be active, you know what I'm saying? And be in front of your man, get your hands up. That's all. I'm not asking him to do too much. Zach, I always felt should be having 2 steals a game anyway. I've always felt that way about him, just by the way he plays, just by his quickness and his ability to get in on those passing lanes. He can do that. He can get 2 steals a game. And he always would get close. You know what I mean? It'd be like 1.4, 1.8, it'd be around that range. But I always felt like he should have that anyway and have it pretty easily. Having Alex Caruso out there is one of the reasons why those passing lanes you can clog them a little bit better, because you get cheat off of certain things. And Alex Caruso is good at pointing certain situations out because he's really damn good at defense. So Alex Caruso being out there helps that. And I think you saw that tonight, honestly.
I thought Zach played a good defensive game, particularly in help rotations. We saw him getting in passing lanes, as you're sort of suggesting here, Dave. Like, he was making the right reads, but he wasn't just like he was making the right reads and getting in passing lanes. But more importantly, he was getting in those passing lanes because he was making the right defensive rotation. So two good things from that perspective. But whilst DeMar had some interesting and good moments on defense tonight, particularly in the fourth quarter, I think by and large he was very bad on defense tonight, to be honest with you. And I made this note during the game that pretty much any time DeMar is putting through a screen, you have to switch that screen because there's absolutely zero chance that DeMar is going to fight over to get off that screen. So there was a couple of situations where they were running him off screens. Whoever he was guarding, it may have been Denny Avdia, like they were putting DeMar through screens, and ultimately Vooch had to switch onto Denny or whoever the ball handler was because DeMar just couldn't hang with that guy. So I don't know. I've got more positive things to say about Zach's defense than I do DeMar's, and I thought DeMar's defense tonight was actually quite kind of bad, to be honest with you. So maybe I'm seeing it a little bit differently, but it is what it is. But all I want from these guys is, can you just give me average defense? Can you give me some rotational help defense? Can you be there more often than not? You're not going to stop anyone, but can you just be in the right spot, please? That's all I ask of you.
Go ahead.
Well, to say to that point, it's not even really that for me, Mark. For Zach, I just want the steals. You know what I mean? I'm not even worried about the rotation, dog. I just want the steals. DeMar, I would more so want the rotation from, because getting those steals is not what he can do. But Zach getting those steals and getting out in transition can change how the game feels. So that's why I want him to do that. And also Zach, was late on a couple of those rotations as well, man. I remember that one on Porzingis where he just completely turned his head away from him. Yeah. Porzingis cut inside, and Zach had to let him get to the bucket and ended up had to foul him. And DeMar actually had to cover for him and get that foul. But anyway, yeah, man, like I agree with him. Like the average defense is what you just really want. You're not banging your hands on the chair. Like, why don't you just play better defense? Like,
right.
Dude, you're not asking for that from those guys. You're just like, dude, don't fall down. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, you know what I mean? Just be there. Get some rebounds because you made the right rotation. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, get on the double team. I saw a double team tonight, and I was ecstatic about a double team that they had. I was like, yay, hooray, yes, that's awesome, man. So I'm just asking for little things from those guys, not asking to be world beaters, but yeah, I just want the steals from Zach and the rotations from DeMar.
I think that's what most teams that are trying to be competitive in the NBA ask from their star offensive players who aren't in the category of elite two-way players, like your Kawhis or your Jason Tatums and things like that. Kevin Durant, when he was a little younger and was wanting to play defense more, same thing with LeBron, is, okay, you don't have to be an elite two-way player who can drop 30 on any given night and make an all-defensive team. Just don't make your defense so aggressively bad that it's an eyesore every night. Give us competent or close to competent defense.
Sure.
And we will embrace and appreciate what you do for us on the other end. Mm-hmm. That is the formula, I think. And it's when Zach and or DeMar fall short of that Bulls fans notice it. And look, again, Mark, I wasn't trying to say that DeMar had an incredible defensive game tonight. He made a couple of nice defensive plays.
He did.
And when DeMar makes a couple of nice defensive plays,
it's glaring.
It's noteworthy.
Yeah, it's glaring.
Because it's coming out of a black pool of mostly bad, ugly, sludgy crap.
That is correct. Go ahead, Marquez.
Yeah, look, that's fair. And Fried Rice in the comments here makes the point that the Bulls are effectively a top 10 defense this season. And I don't know why this narrative exists that the Bulls are bad on defense. Maybe it is because there are a few egregious, mistakes here and there, and that they, we tend to highlight those ones more so, and they are so bad sometimes that they do get a lot of the spotlight. But to Fried Rice's point, a point that we on this podcast have been trying to make all season, like, the Bulls entering the game tonight were 12th on defense, and that's they've played this, if not the hardest, the second hardest schedule in the season. The fact that they're 12th on defense without Lonzo against this schedule, like that, again, that is a positive. If I want to be the optimist here, like that's really good and encouraging. But like coming back to this starting unit, or at least the starting unit that was when Ayo and Pat were in with the big three, like, that unit's issue wasn't on defense. They were averaging 110.9 points per 100 possessions. Like, that's good on defense. So even with Zach, even with Vooch and DeMar out there, like, that five-man unit was working defensively. It was just the offense has just been, for whatever reason, just terrible. So it hasn't been the defense all season. I don't know why people like to think about that that's the main issue for this team. It's been on offense all season, but like I said, maybe it is just the couple of egregious plays here and there that the team makes. But even though I can sit here and say DeMar missed this rotation, Zach missed this rotation, Vuce missed this rotation, whatever the example you want to put forth, like by and large, this Bulls team has been an above average to good defense, which had you told me that would be the case before the season started, I think we all freaking would have signed up for that. So I'm going to take it.
You're right about that. But all it is, Mark, is, when you already have something in your mind that you don't like, you're going to find reasons to point out why you don't like it. You know what I mean? Like, so they already got it in their head that this is trash, and then they're going to point out why it is by a couple mistakes that are made. So, yeah, that's how it's going to be.
Yeah. Interesting comment here from Par Junior Sports. In the comments, he said, I think people think the defense is bad because we don't extend leads or hold leads. Eventually points leak. We just aren't scoring. Brandon, meanwhile, saying the Bulls are not a good defensive team. Vooch and DeRozan are horrible defenders. Vooch can't guard on the perimeter. Okay. There's one way to look at it.
And the reason also why they get out to those leaks and leads is more so for turnovers than it is for the Bulls' bad defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Bulls were turning the ball over. Yeah. All right?
Justin, that's just plain wrong. Justin saying Vooch doesn't even guard down low. He doesn't even put his hands up on defense.
Yeah, 2 blocks.
Dude, are you watching? You watching the games?
2 steals.
with your eyeballs?
It's all right, man. It's all right. It's all right, bro. It's all right. It's all right. Still love you, man.
Okay. Mark, any final thoughts on tonight's game before we let you get out of here and loop in our friend the GOAT?
Well, I mean, continuing the theme of what I said before, like December can be a good month for the Bulls. Next game, you got the Mavericks coming to town. The Mavericks haven't been so great on the road more generally this season. They haven't been so great. Having said they've got Luka, so it's going to be a difficult game. But thereafter, you're on the road against the Hawks, who are stumbling at the moment. We all heard about the Trey and Nate McMillan thing. Maybe they're going to be involved in some trades coming up here. Then you've got 2 games against the Knicks thereafter. You've got games against the Timberwolves, the Heat, the Hawks, the Knicks again, and then the Houston Rockets as well. So like the next 7, 8, 10 games are really, really winnable games. And if this team can be the team that I think they could be, they should take care of most of these games. So for me, at least, whilst I've been very much pushing back against all these people that want to blow up this team now, this set of next 10 games really is going to define the season for me. So I'm very intrigued to see where this is. Today wasn't perfect. I understand there was turnovers. I understand they didn't get to the free throw line. It was a maddening game at times, but they got the win. If they can get the next few wins here, or at least go 4 or 5 or something like that, all of a sudden you're getting back to 500. You're not even in the play-in picture. You're back into like the top 6 in the East. So again, just some perspective here. There is a real chance for the Bulls to right this shit, and maybe that won't excite people. Maybe people won't be excited with the Bulls getting back to 500 and proving that they could be a relatively decent team in the East. But for me, at least, if they can get back to 500 and show good basketball at the end of this period and maintain a top 10 defense as this schedule starting to lightens up, and hopefully the offense can start getting together now, then I am seeing some positives with this season. So call me an optimist, call me whatever the hell you want. Maybe the world is flipped and I am being a contrarian here, but I don't think it's all doom and gloom with the Bulls. So that's my message here at the moment, and at least that's the way I'm viewing this season right now. Now, maybe in 2 weeks' time, maybe the Bulls drop all these games and I am jumping on board this tank ship. But for the moment, I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Positive K, baby.
Love it.
Positive
Love
K.
it. Everybody make sure out there in Bulls Nation that you are following our guy, Mark K, on Twitter at MKHoops. Make sure you read his occasional column on our website, allchgo.com. Mark, you and will be having a fresh Bulls HQ for our Bulls fans dropping tomorrow night. Yes?
That is correct. That is something that we are doing. So
listen to that too, Bulls Nation. I look forward to listening to it on my flight tomorrow. All right, Mark. Until next time, good to see you as always, buddy. Glad you were an optimist tonight. Appreciated it. Needed it.
It's a good look on you. Happiness is a good color on that, man.
All right. Real quick, let's run through these ads, and then we're going to talk to the GOAT.
Ads! You ready?
I'm ready.
Joey? I'm ready too. They never understood, Joey! You wasn't ready. You wasn't ready.
They never understood.
They ain't get it. They ain't get it. Why them damn sunglasses were so damn expensive? Shady Ray said, bump that. We're going to set out to change some things. How about we get you some of them fly-ass sunglasses, but actually save you some money? Fly glasses like the one Matt Peck is wearing. Oh, the whole vibe in this room just changed, and it is cool. Oh, look at that man. Get out of there, hat. Quit blocking the rays. You're blocking the rays because they're also shady. Because guess what? Matt Peck is rocking them premium polarized shades featuring that world-class optical clarity, sustainable durability, and styles cater to everyone and every lifestyle. Oh, that's part about Shady Rays. They have that most insane protection program and all of eyewear that Matt Peck lost and broken replacements plan. See what he did right there? Let's see them rays was on that hat. Guess what they would do? They would send him a brand new pair. No questions asked on day one. Over 200,000 5-star reviews, y'all. You heard what I said. So, exclusively for all you awesome people out there, Shady Rays is running their deepest deal of the season. Use that code CHGO for 50% off of 2 or more pairs at shadyrays.com. That is a buy one, get one free. What they call that, cool pack?
BOGO!
That is a BOGO for the low of 54 for show. Redeem only at shadyrays.com where you can find all the newest bing and best bing shades. Because the Shady Rays, the Rays are oh so shady.
Looks like these rays just got shady.
Yes.
Tonight's episode of Postgame also brought to you guys by our great friends at FOCO. Chicago, we've got you covered with the best sports coverage for your favorite teams. That's us. So get fitted out in the best sports gear around. FOCO. It's got you covered from Soldier Field to the Madhouse, from the north side to the south side, with hoodies, slippers, signs, bobbleheads, everything in between. Get decked out like DeMar with apparel from the leader in sports merch and collectibles.
Yes.
FOCO. Looking for the perfect holiday gift for that football fan in your life? FOCO's got you covered with hoodies to fight that Lake Michigan breeze. We got a couple more tailgates left.
Just a
CHGO
couple.
Bears tailgates.
Come on, hang
Get
out,
yourself
y'all.
some FOCO gear.
Yes.
Head on down, join us at the tailgate.
Yes.
Downtown. Check out FOCO.com right now. That's FOCO.com. Or click the link in the description below for all non-presale items. Use the promo code CHGO and you will get 10% off your order. FOCO.com. Is there a goat in the house?
I don't know.
Is there?
Sorry, I was responding to trolls in the comments.
Oh, do you mean Brandon Katz?
Maybe.
The idiot who said the Bulls will get destroyed by the top 3 teams in the
Hey, I
East,
didn't use
Cleveland,
those.
Milwaukee, and
I did
Boston?
not use those words, Matt. That was you.
That was me, because I saw him say something about how the Bulls would get destroyed by Cleveland, Boston, Milwaukee, and then
There it is.
I wanted to say to him, "Oh, you mean those 3 teams that the Bulls currently have a 3-2 record against?" Thanks for hanging out, Cats.
Well, I didn't. It was just the fact that he said I bet on basketball, and you guys are clueless because I bet on basketball.
Oh,
Damn right.
because everyone
This is
bets
we
on
are
bets.
literally sponsored
bets
by.
on it. Notice he
We are
didn't say he
sponsored by a
wins.
sports book.
Yes. You didn't say he wins, but he
Hi,
bets on it.
Will. How are you?
Shout out, Brandon. There he is.
Hey guys.
Hello, Goats.
It's Will the Go Gottlieb. Follow him on Twitter at Will_Gottlieb. He was at the UC tonight doing his
was.
job. Will, Mark tried but didn't succeed. Talk me off the ledge about how I currently feel in that was the worst Bulls victory I have ever watched in my freaking life.
Yeah, especially the first 3 quarters were like
Ugh.
extremely forgettable. I was looking at some of the, there's Cleaning the Glass has like an updating chart of how the team's 4 factors are throughout the course of the game. And through the first 3 quarters, it was all like in the 25th percentile. It was just like as ugly as you could possibly get at every single factor of the game. So I was just like, what am I supposed to write about this game? Like, I'm supposed to go on this podcast after this game. Like, what am I supposed to talk about? There's nothing that happened. But they did start to flip the switch a little bit in the fourth quarter. And Zach got really hot and hit those 3 threes, and then Vuce hit one, and people were making defensive plays. The big sort of narrative coming out of the locker room and Billy's availability was just like, look what happens when your 3 best players play well at the same time. You've got 25 points from Zach 25 plus from Zach, DeMar, and Vooch. It's like not that surprising that you win a game when those three guys get hot. So I thought that was encouraging. It's really like the first time that's happened, I think, this whole year, where all three of those guys have gotten, comfortable offense for themselves throughout the course of a game. In the fourth quarter, I think they all really contributed and chipped in, and that's kind of what Billy was saying, is like, yeah, you want to get other guys involved, but like at the end of the game, you're going to your guys, and so they were the ones that delivered. So I think there's reason to be encouraged by that for sure, but I'm kind of with you. That was not like the most I don't know, exciting, reinforcing win. I don't know.
Validated. Thank you,
right.
Will.
You guys will have a lot to discuss on HQ, baby. It's beautiful. Yes. But let me ask you this. It seemed like Billy Donovan was a little more demonstrative to the players. I saw one where Caruso's bringing up and he's just yelling, telling him, get your ass over to this position right here, and trying to get Vooch and Zach set up on a pick and roll. There was a couple where he called a timeout because the team was not set up correctly on defense. Did you notice that as well? And how did that look from your vantage point of being there?
I actually didn't notice that from where we were sitting. It's hard to see the Bulls bench because it's like on the far side. So I didn't actually see any of that. But yeah, I mean, Billy called a bunch of timeouts down the stretch, clearly trying to like get things organized. You saw at one point they tried to set up a play, and people were like not really sure where to be. Vooch was like, should I come set a screen for you, DeMar? And DeMar's like, yeah, come up. And then DeMar just like rejected it and went and ended up hitting a jump shot out of it. But it was like not the play that they had agreed to call. It was just like DeMar going DeMar. So I guess like it ended up working out, which is fine. But I agree. And this is kind of what I was talking about before, is like you get the win and you're happy about that. But like a lot of the execution, a lot of the process, I thought was not very good throughout the course of the game. And so those are things that you need to clean up. You get away with one here. You need it because you're on this 3-game losing streak and you're 5 games under, but like, and so they'll take it. But yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of work to do.
I just saw somebody in the comments, Will, who said that they think Dragic needs to start. Look, we were singing Caruso's praises. I think Io had kind of a rough game tonight. He did show his ability to get downhill in transition a few times, which we all love. I thought that Dragic kind of had a dud game tonight.
Yeah.
I think the entire Bulls bench had a dud game tonight. What did you think about that Bulls second unit? Because usually something that's been a strong point for this Bulls team tonight was not doing them any favors.
Well, I think what we're starting to see this year a little bit more is these staggered second units where DeMar will come out earlier in the first quarter and the Bulls will go through Zach and Vooch together. And then they'll sub those two out and bring DeMar back in and go with DeMar and Dragic and whoever else. And then they'll sub DeMar out for a quick spell, and then they'll get the starters back in to close the half. That's something that they did a lot last year down the stretch, whereas to start this year, it was those full 5-man bench squads with Dragic and Drummond and, whoever else, whether it was Kobe or Javante or whoever. So I think we're seeing just a little bit less of that. I think part of it is that Dragic has kind of tailed off here the last few weeks, kind of since he had that injury. But also you can't expect a 36-year-old dude to be doing the things that he was doing for 82 games and shooting 45% on threes. That's just like, it's not going to last. So I think they're trying new things, and you have to credit Billy for basically like accepting the idea that even though you've got this thing that's working really well for you in your bench unit, I have to make an adjustment somehow to get my starters playing better. So I'm going to take somebody out of the bench unit and maybe sacrifice that bench unit a little bit to try to jumpstart the starters. So I think you got to credit him there, but I also think that's why, you're not seeing these extended runs where Dragic and Kobe are just like throwing lobs to Drummond and getting those guys just easy buckets in transition all the time, because it's just difficult to play that way if they're not defending. And I guess that's kind of what it comes down to, is that their defense just hasn't been there, especially with that second unit. So I like that adjustment. I think it worked well last year. I get why they wanted to see if you could go with these full-on bench units, but I think at least for the time being, we're going to start to see a little bit more of those staggered star minutes, and hopefully that starts to, Zach and Vooch play really well off of each other. Maybe they get hot and DeMar's like doing his own thing with the rest of the bench, and then all of a sudden in the fourth quarter they're all in a groove, in a rhythm, and they can start to play well off of one another.
I heard Kyle Williams saying thinks the Bulls are lacking in point guardsmanship.
Kyle.
Causing
You
those
can
lows.
never have enough.
You can never have enough, but he's correct.
It's a smart young man.
I mean, it's a
Kyle
smart
Williams.
young man, that damn Kyle Williams. He knows what he's talking about. Will, I wanted to ask you about Zach LaVine again tonight. I think that's also one of the other encouraging things from his victory was just how he looked. Obviously, he didn't have the 40-point performance, and he definitely had a lot of 6 turnovers. But the 25 points, the 7 rebounds, the 5 assists with the 2 steals, he just looked more of the Zach LaVine we know watching him play. Just the athleticism, the quickness, the burst, and the 3-point shooting, which came in super handy for the Bulls in the fourth quarter. Sweet. They don't win that game without him going on that tear that he went on. What was your opinion on Zach LaVine's performance tonight? And going forward, does it encourage you?
Yeah, I think definitely encouraging, like especially considering the stretch that he had just to start the season, and then you finally break out for that 41. All of a sudden, you've got the next game. You're looking for some rhythm to build on and to continue to get yourself in that groove. And through 3 quarters, you're 4 of 13 for 12 points. So 12 points on 13 shots, like not very good. But then you see what happens when he gets hot. I didn't get a chance to ask him whether there was like a team emphasis on trying to get some more threes, because they only had 16 threes going into the fourth quarter. Ended up with, I think, 7 in the fourth quarter. They made 4 of them. So that just helped jumpstart the Bulls' offense, and they weren't defending super well. Like the Wizards were getting 3 back every time, but I think it was just more him getting into a rhythm. And you see what happens when he does that. Like he can just get super hot and go nuclear and score 15 points in a quarter, and that's exactly what he did. And that's kind of how they were able to win this game, because they needed to kind of outscore the Wizards there down the stretch, and that was their way to do it.
Do you have a goon of the night, Will?
Let's see. Did you guys pick yours already?
No. We're getting yours
No?
before we let you go.
That's right.
I think I'm going to go with Vooch, because he had 2 monster defensive plays, actually 3 total, but 2 in the fourth quarter that I think will just go totally unnoticed. And one of them was the block that he had. I can't remember who was on. I think Monte Morris beat him off the dribble, and he just recovered and blocked it and led to a DeMar fadeaway jumper. And then he also, I can't remember who shot it, but he tipped an offensive rebound to Alex Caruso, who passed it out to what I can't remember if it was DeMar or Zach, to shoot 2 free throws and make it a 2-possession game there with like less than a minute remaining. So 2 massive defensive possessions, like just a couple of those little things that won't really necessarily stand out on a box score. You'll be like, oh, Vooch had a block, great. But those, I mean, that like changed the trajectory of the game, I thought.
Love it. Will and our guy Marquet will have a fresh Bulls HQ for you in your CHGO Bulls podcast feeds tomorrow evening, so keep an eye out for that. And, of course, as always, follow him on Twitter, Will_Gottlieb. Read everything the man writes, covering the Bulls for us at allchgo.com. Paywalls
Wait,
down, y'all.
I don't get to hear your goons?
You can. But that means Joey's got
I wanted to make sure we fit in plugging all of your wonderful stuff, Will.
Yeah, we had to plug the stuff.
I appreciate it.
There it is right there.
Introducing you to Laser.
Yes. But before
Blazer and Michelle.
he was dying to play that. I'm so happy you got that in. And before I get that, though, man, who was your goon of the night, sir?
I know that you tend to go towards goons who did good goon things for this award, but I'm sorry. I got to give some love to Andre Drummond, who managed 5 fouls in 8 minutes.
That is goon stuff. That is goon stuff. He is right. That is goon.
He actually had 4 in 5 minutes, which is, I mean, that is legendary.
It's impressive. It's impressive.
Come on, Drum. Come on.
For me, sir, goon tonight, it was a tough one, as it always is. I honestly could have gone Alex Caruso. I thought that would have been the easy pick to do Alex. It was very simple. It's like the award was created for him.
Right.
It's the Alex Caruso goon of the night.
Correct. You feel me? So, but I feel
as many steals as he had field goal attempts.
Goal attempts. Goon. But I feel this award tonight goes to DeMar DeRozan.
What?
Yes. And let me explain it to you.
How?
Let me explain it to you. What did you say earlier, Matt? When you said when DeMar DeRozan does something good on defense, it's super noticeable because it's plucking through the mud and it comes up and so you see it. The play he made when he swats the ball away and not only swats it away, dives out of bounds to save that ball over to Caruso, which gets it over to Zach for the layup to keep the Wizards at bay. That also was the play of the game for the Chicago Bulls, was that play. And on top of that, like my man said in the comments, DeMar drew blood. He put the elbow in the face of Denny Advia and drew that blood right there. Goon stuff for DeMar DeRozan. Yes, I love it. That is a beautiful thing. Because, again, you don't expect these things from DeMar when he goes full goon. But that play right there, that damn almost saved the game for the Chicago Bulls, man. Huge play from DeMar DeRozan, and you don't expect it because it was on the defensive end, man. Great job. That is for you, DeMar, the defense, DeRozan.
I see some people in the comments.
Can I give you one more?
Yeah, go ahead, Will.
And then I got to head out because I got to do my homework.
Flex.
Taj Gibson. Putting the post moves on DeMar.
He put one on him.
We had a good laugh when Taj checked in and ran to the foul line on the blocks late in that game, like with 15 seconds left or whatever on those final possessions. Because we were both like, dude, Taj thought he was done for the night. And then he just like...
His knees were like, what the hell are we doing?
Yes.
Dude.
At one point.
The phone call.
Taj hitting a three on the UC floor and not a Bulls jersey.
Taj,
how dare you? / proud of you.
Exactly right. That's exactly right. Exactly right, man.
Will, have a good night, buddy. Everybody make sure you're reading Will's stuff, allchgo.com to get his thoughts on tonight's game. Listen to him and our guy Mark K on Bulls HQ tomorrow night.
Oh, my man Andy says get an AEW belt. Send one. If you want to get it, happily send it here. It will be on display, my friend. Send any belt you want to send up here, guys. I encourage you to go out and send us a belt. I encourage this, y'all. That would be awesome.
I tell you all what. This man has a cooler championship belt than that.
I do.
I've seen it.
I do.
It's so cool
it will never
that it can't live here at the office.
It will never
I have things that I'm like, I can't bring them to the office.
Does it spin?
No, it doesn't spin.
Okay.
No, it doesn't spin, sir. It's just full of gold. Oh, it's only for the winners. It's only for the winners and the goons. But yes, DeMar getting his belt tonight, man.
You know what else is only for the winners?
What's that, sir?
19 turnovers.
Woo!
Let's get the F out of here.
Get the F out of here because we got a victory.
Bulls back in the win column.
Feels nice.
Thank God.
Thank you.
Needed that.
10
They're back
wins.
home. They now also have 2 more days off. Get your rest.
Get more rest.
Don't rest on your laurels, though, because that was a trash win.
Yes.
You got Luke and the Mavs coming to town on Saturday.
Oh,
HQ
man.
in your feeds, those podcast feeds tomorrow night. Off Friday. Back for Bulls pregame before Bulls Mavs on Saturday.
Luka coming?
Luka coming. Should we call Sabine?
Yeah, of course we should.
Okay. For Mark Carrizales, Will the Go Gottlieb, our producer, and dear Fred, Joey Spathis, and Big Dave, I'm Peck. Thanks, as always, for tuning in, Bulls Nation. Hit that thumbs up button before you go. Get your tickets to our CHGO Bulls Takeover. December 16th, Bulls Knicks. We're going. We're pre-gaming at Crossroads.
Yes.
Come join us.
Yes.
We will talk to you on Saturday. Bulls Mavs pregame, 6:30. See you, Red. Be good.
Peace.